Well, we're back to the challenge this morning. And a warm welcome to one and all. And for those of you not seen me before, my name is Langers. I am the overgrown child that is the Scruffy trader. Even got me toys, and I need your order today because it's Friday, and Friday is a hard day, and it's the last day of the month as well. So not only is it Friday, couple that with last day of the month, markets could do anything. Why? Because people withdraw profits and all sorts. So what you think's happening and what is happening can be two different things. So it's going to be quite a tough day today. But I said I'd do it. So here we are. So what is it I said I would do? Well, it's a discipline challenge. Been trading one market once a day for 10 pips. And the idea is to do it for 30 days. And in the process, you kind of compound your account. And what it teaches you is to, well, just be very mindful of market conditions, because you have to wait and sort of study the market because you've got one shot at it. And also stop you over trading. That's the general gist of it anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip the screens over. There we go. And what is it we're looking at? Well, at the moment, I've kind of identified this as a sell and a gain. And it is gathering pace. And you can see it coming in right now on this level. And it is pushing down. So I'm actually going to be entering the market pretty much now on the other side of that level. Down here for 10 pips. Just like so. And why? Because there's a bit of inertia in the market. In other words, talking to things. Oh, hello. Brings me coffee. I need me coffee. Especially this time of the morning. It's horrid. I mean, look, if I switch the light off, right? It's pitch black. I mean, it's stupid. It's like the middle of the night. That's why she walks around with no clothes on. Anyway, what was I saying? As I was thinking of things pulling down. Do you want to pull something down and then put something on?
What's that?
Gold bikini.
Too cold.
I'll take you on holiday.
What?
Sorry, we were having a very good conversation a few minutes ago. So, right. Oh, I am knackered this morning, actually. And coming to the end of this because it's been quite an experience doing this challenge. I don't mind doing them, and I quite like doing them from time to time. They do impact on sort of what I do through the day sometimes. So I like to get them done in the morning because my trading doesn't really start till about 9 o'clock. But having that said, it's good to go back to school and refresh yourself on what you're doing. Because trading is a journey and it never ends. For all we have a destination in mind, it's always tomorrow. And tomorrow never comes, as we know. Anyway, so what was I looking at? Well, I'll show you. If I drop this out to the hour, you can see that that is continuing quite well. Wallop. Down it's coming. And what it's doing is it's pushing and pushing and pushing. And this is exactly what I want. But how far is it going to go? Well, we can see that that moved up and then it's ground its way down and then pushed through onto this level down here. Well, it has a good opportunity to actually get to here, this level. Why? Because that's where that major move started. And markets have a general sort of feeling of going back to where they came from. So if that overall move started here, and you can see that it went off on its journey all the way up to get up here, it's now coming back. And what the markets do, they might grind up almost on stairs, but when it comes to the drop, it's on an elevator. So it comes down very quick. And if it's breaking levels, and certainly with that amount of pressure behind it, it's reasonable that this may well push down. So that's kind of what I was looking at. And I'm looking for the early morning as well. Now it could well decide to swing round, because markets have a habit of doing that as well, catching you out. But who knows? So what we'll do, I'll have my coffee, gather my thoughts, run the trade out, and then I'll come back and I'll give it a recap of the last 30 days and a few thoughts of how the day played out. Okay, so catch you soon. And there we go, guys. That was a lot better than yesterday. Boy, was yesterday hard. Check the video. I sat there from probably about 7:30 in the morning, and it was 10 to 9 just before the spreads come in and sort of widen up. I thought, there's no way I'm going to sit through that tonight, because I've got a funny feeling this is going to probably drop off. Well, as you can see, it has. So the decision was correct to not hold overnight. And that's one of the other parts of trading. Sometimes you've just got to take your medicine. Wasn't the best trade in the world. Didn't lose money, but I wouldn't really call it a win either. It was a royal sort of kick in the bollocks. So, what have we got here? Well, let's just rattle through. Oh, computer's gone to sleep. Let this wake up. There we go. 15.10. So that's not too bad. And as you can see, 60p from yesterday. Horrid day. But today's made up for it. So what does that end us on? So 15.10 in there, which gave us 10 pips. Trade is complete. It was on the footsie. Came from the 1 hour. It was good. And it was a continue to the downside. So what have we done in this last 30 trades? Well, we've sorted out our discipline. In other words, I've stuck to it. I have predominantly looked at the footsie. Footsie's because it's a cheap market to open. Margin's cheap. And it allows you to build up your account, as here. So the building of this account was taken from £300 and we've ended on 584.70. We didn't go through a day without making money. We made money every day, although some days not as much as we should have done. In other words, I was splitting trades trying to get extra positions, and some days one of the extra positions didn't trigger, which didn't hit the target figure. So it's kind of a fail, even though you made money. But we've increased that pot by 94.9%. I think that's pretty substantial growth for pretty much a month. I put an arbitrary target in if I was working towards the target, and we did 40% of that target, which was £284.70. And collectively it pulled in 303.6 pips. So again, not bad. I think overall it was a good exercise. I do implore you try it. it's very difficult in the sense that you're always thinking, well, I've got my trade and I've got all day left to go. I'll just put another trade on. That's your downfall. Because when you do that, you'll start going back into bad habits. And once those bad habits come, they're very hard to get rid of. And overtrading and taking substandard trades just for the sake of trading is your downfall. It's not the system. You can trade any system as long as you can recognize the conditions and apply the right system to the right job. Because mechanical systems, for all the sold out there, they're bollocks. They just don't work. You have to be able to read and understand what's going on. You need correlations between markets. So, for argument's sake, if the FTSE's going up rapidly, have a look at cable because it'll be going down, and vice versa. Likewise, the dollar and gold have a correlation. These are the things that you need to look at. They're not necessarily news driven, because I don't believe in the news either. It's interesting to hear it and see it and talk about it, but when it comes to the charts, not really. There's only a couple of events that will actually move the market badly. But a lot of it's just noise, because what you've got to remember is when the institutes and the big boys are playing with the charts, they don't make decisions on a whim. They are planned out weeks and months in advance. So the news is already built into the charts. It's just the way they are. I mean, don't get me wrong, there will be the odd occurrence that can throw the market, but you're talking about small amounts, 80-20 rule. 80% technical, 20% news. And why is it split that way? Well, there's just more technicals than there is news. Very, very simple. So that kind of concludes this challenge. As I say, I've genuinely enjoyed it. It's had its moments. And I'll be interested in your thoughts and how you thought it's gone and what you would do. You see, I know you've heard me say it before about trading as a job. It is. And if you're in it just thinking you're getting quick money, give up. And I get kicked into me all the time because I say that. I tell people not to trade. It's not for you. You know, don't do it. You're going to lose your money. Put your money in an ISA. You know, high yield interest bank account. Oh, what are you doing that for? I can do it. Can you? Can you really? I want to be an astronaut. You know. Let me say I'm going to be one. I know what my limits are, is what I'm trying to say. There's a famous saying, which is my favourite quote. Know thyself. If you believe you can do it, and you have the discipline, crack on. And you will get there if you have the discipline and the determination. But so many people don't. They just say, ask them, what do you want out trade? Well, I want money. Right, okay. How much money? Loads of money. That's not really an answer, is it? You say, I want 10 grand. You have a specific goal. What do you want your 10 grand for? I want to buy a car. Right. Now you've got a tangible asset that money's going to buy. You can work trading to get you that. But just to say, oh, I want money. It's just like saying, I want to win the lottery. It doesn't quite work like that. You must look at it as a job. And you must give it guidelines and targets. And if you do that, then you have a framework. If you have a framework, you can put a plan to that framework. And it's that simple. So there you go, guys. It's just my thoughts on it. I'm very easy found if you're stuck. I've got a wealth of knowledge. I've done this for over 15 years now. And I'll be doing an update tomorrow on the prop funds that I run. I run 2 for myself and 1 for a company. 2 of them I'm allowed to show, 1 of them I'm not. But the trades within them are identical, so you can see exactly what it is that I do, and it'll be real time and live. So ask some of the other YouTubers if they'll show your statement, because I will. Anyway, boys and girls, I nearly got off on one there. It's Friday morning. I haven't had enough coffee. I made me coffee. So as always, guys, trade well, keep your risk managed, but above all, do what you love, and the money will follow. See you all in the next one.